right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A2SportsMedia predictions. Today, we're going to be going over the Sweet 16, talking about our March Madness predictions, who we think is going to win the Sweet 16 games, and who we think is going to win the championship. So let's get into it.
All right, here's the bracket. As of now, we have all 8 games, which will be played on Saturday and Sunday. So our first game, we're starting with the top left, Gonzaga versus Creighton. Gonzaga obviously rolling with the win against Oklahoma, and Creighton with a pretty good win against North Texas, right? North Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. So they looked good against Ohio, but they're definitely going to face a much better team than they've ever faced this year. So
really,
yeah, I'm thinking pick Gonzaga looks pretty unbeatable right now, and Ohio's not going to be the team to beat them, or Creighton's not going to be the team to beat them. So I got Ohio, or I got Gonzaga.
Got Ohio. That's upset.
Yeah.
I think that Timmy is going to eat. Suggs has been amazing so far. They're getting so much production out of that bench too. Gonzaga, I think, is probably the best team in the country as of right now. And I think that Creighton has kind of had a pretty easy road so far. And I think that they're going to get exposed on Saturday.
Yeah, Gonzaga has pretty much four All-American caliber players who are all potential for breakout games. Timmy had a good game last week, or I guess that was whatever day that was.
Yeah, would have been Sunday, I think.
So
but yeah, he had 30.
So yeah, any one of those other guys, Kispert, Suggs, or Nemhard, who's pretty good. So
even II or whatever, he's pretty
good.
Yeah, I'm also going to Gonzaga.
Yeah, me too. I think everybody's rocking with the Zags in this one.
All right, moving down, the second game, USC Oregon, both Pac-12, which looked really good. 3 or 4 teams in the Sweet 16 out of the Pac-12. So here we got the best one.
Yeah, the Mobley brothers on USC have been just dominating. They had a really good win over Kansas for a pretty good Kansas team. 3 seed. I've been really impressed with USC so far, but I've also been impressed with the Ducks. Duarte has been on fire. They like to go a little smaller, which I think that USC could take advantage of with Evan Mobley, especially down there, projected lottery pick. I think that USC is going to take this one close.
Yeah, I also think USC is going to win this game. They really showed that they're a really good team, though, with an incredible win to go over Kansas. And besides the Mobley brothers, they have other good players who can contribute. And Oregon's only played 1 game, so you never know.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the opposite here. I kind of like Oregon. They get great guard play out of Duarte and Richardson. They're kind of like, they're not very deep, but they showed they can really put up points. They had a nice win against Iowa. So I think Oregon has a chance in this game. I think they're a good team.
Yeah, USC actually beat Oregon pretty badly early in the year. Oregon wasn't playing as well then, but they don't really have anybody who can match up with Mobley. Not that anybody really does, but anybody who can slow him down really, because they're pretty small. So I think USC is going to win this one, but it could go either way. But USC.
All right, moving down to the best game of the Sweet 16. Probably.
No.
You would say, I would say most people are thinking this game might be the best. Michigan and Florida State.
No.
The rematch of the 2018 Elite 8 game, which was a really close one with Michigan obviously pulling out. New coach, and they looked good against LSU. John D. Brown really stepped it up, and they got to get more production out of Mike Smith and Dickinson if they're going to win here.
Yeah, especially Mike Smith. He had some turnovers, didn't have a ton of assists. Michigan really needs him to like lead the offense better if we're gonna keep winning games. But had some players step up against LSU, so still a deep team, and I like Michigan's chances in this one.
All right. I think this is going to be a really good game. Florida State is a really big team, which has given Mike Smith some problems in the past, especially with LSU. So I think that he's going to have to contribute. They have the size to match up with Dickinson. I don't know if they have the skill down low necessarily. Walker Kessler in the ACC champion or ACC tournament kind of abused them on the glass and blocking shots. So that'll be an interesting point to watch. But I think this is going to be really close. I have a hard time picking against Michigan. But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Leonard Hamilton. He's a great coach. And at Florida State forever. And I think this will be a close one.
Yeah, Florida State's got some really good players. They got Scotty Barnes, who's definitely going to be a lottery pick this year. They got a couple other veteran guys, but they're just like they're like an NBA team. I mean, they're just a bunch of big guards who can shoot, who can guard 1 through 5. So like, that's always tough to match up against. I think like obviously Florida State's probably just like LSU has like the athletic advantage, but it'll just be whether or not they can like, there's a lot of skill on that Michigan team. Like may not be the most athletic dudes, but as we saw with LSU, they can beat a team who's more athletic than them. So it should be.
Yeah, LSU and Florida State are both athletic, but Leonard Hamilton is obviously a much better coach than Will Wade.
Yes.
So it's definitely gonna be a much tougher competition for Michigan, who I have winning the game. All right, going down to the bottom, we got UCLA, Alabama. UCLA on a really hot streak with Jaquez and
Juzang, the leading
Juzang.
scorer in the tournament so far.
Mm-hmm.
That dude's cold.
So, I mean, they're on a roll. I don't know if you can pick against Alabama, but they look really good.
Yeah.
Against Alabama. They're playing like they can win the national championship right now. I mean, like, I don't know. I like UCLA. I don't think they have like Alabama's like a really fast-paced team. They're Nate Oates, that's kind of his thing, is fast-paced, take a lot of threes, and like they're kind of hit or miss, but they have shown even when they haven't been able to hit them in the tournament so far that they can win anyways. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think they're really hard to match up against. So I'm going with Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama coming off a pretty impressive win over Maryland, where they put up, I think, 86 points on a really good Maryland defense.
But I'm not sure.
92, something like that. UCLA has played a lot of hero ball, and it's worked out. Close wins over Michigan State and whoever they played last round. I don't really remember.
Well, they played 3 games because they
played 3 games.
They played Abilene Christian last game.
They blew out Abilene Christian.
So they've had a pretty easy schedule. You can make. Yeah, they haven't really been. I mean, BYU played pretty bad against them. So I think that
they've had a pretty easy run, and I think that comes to an end here. I've been impressed with Jaquez, but I think that just the fast pace of Alabama and the scoring will take over here. And I think Alabama is my pick to win this region.
Yeah, I think UCLA's run's going to come to an end. They've been playing well, but easy schedule. And when Alabama's hitting threes, they look really unbeatable. So I like Alabama and Michigan in the lead 8 in this region.
Yeah, I agree. All right, moving on to the right side of the bracket. The games will be played on Saturday. First, we got Baylor and Villanova. So Baylor obviously coming off a pretty impressive win over Wisconsin by limiting Wisconsin's threes. And then Villanova has really shocked a lot of people. They've looked like a good Villanova team.
They've also had a
pretty
easy schedule too, though. So,
but I mean, they a lot of people thought they were going out first round. They handled Winthrop pretty easily, and never counting against Jay Wright. He's a really good coach, and Robinson Earl's been playing really well. And obviously, they just have a ton of veteran players, which that matters a lot this time of year. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to beat Baylor because Baylor's playing like they were at the beginning of the year or middle of the year before that COVID pause. But I mean, still, you got to respect them a little bit for coming as far as they have without like their best player. So yeah, but still,
Yeah, I think Jay Wright is definitely a top two, maybe best coach in the country. Um, without Colin Gillespie, I think the ceiling of this team is definitely just lower. And with him, I would say that they have a chance at the upset. But I think, Maceo Teague and the rest of Baylor are going to be too much for him.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Villanova hasn't faced a team like Baylor yet. Yeah, Teague and Butler are great players for Butler and for Baylor, and I think Baylor wins this game.
Do you mean in the tournament?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the athletes are just, I don't know if Villanova can compete, so I'm taking Baylor too. All right. And now we got Arkansas against the big Cinderella story, Oral Roberts, who came off that Florida win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think the run is finally coming to a stop. I don't see a 15 seed making the Elite Eight. And Arkansas, they didn't look especially great against Texas Tech, but I think they're going to pick it up and beat Oral Roberts.
Well, Texas Tech's defense does that to people. They take you out of your game.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that Oral Roberts has the chance here. A. Smith and O'Banner have been just lights out all tournament. Arkansas has kind of played a little hero ball down the stretch with Moody and the Indiana transfer. Can't remember his name, but
Williams, like that.
yeah, Smith.
Smith. Justin Smith.
I think Oral Roberts has a chance here if they keep draining threes like they have, and I might pick them for the upset here. Who knows?
Yeah, I agree with Parker. I think Oral Roberts has beat two really good teams, Ohio State and Florida, like really good. They have some scorers. They don't have terrible, like they're not terribly small like some of these like mid-major schools. They have a little bit of size, and I think Arkansas didn't look great against Texas Tech, and I think Oral Roberts could do it again. I think Ohio State was a better team, and they beat them. So
I'm going with Arkansas just because. I mean, yeah, like Arkansas might have not looked the greatest against Texas Tech, but like Parker said, I mean, Texas Tech's defense is like really good. I mean, that's like the standard of great defense in college basketball right there. And like, I mean, they made it look somewhat easy to score. I mean, they were like, if you watch that game, they were like, they got what they wanted whenever they wanted to. It was just easy for them. At the end of the game, they were a little bit shaky, but I mean, like comparing that to a team like Oral Roberts, no disrespect, they've come pretty far and impressing people, but I just don't think they really have the athleticism or the coaching to keep up with a team like Arkansas.
All right, moving down, we got Loyola Chicago, who's played really well against also Oregon State, who's also shocked a lot of people coming off that really impressive Oklahoma State victory. I see Loyola Chicago winning this one. They got the experience. They have a couple of seniors like Krutwig and Williamson who've played pretty well, and they've obviously been in this situation before against Oregon State, who's not. I don't know if they've made the tournament in the past couple of years, but they got a really good coach, and if they just play efficient and play their defense, they're going to win.
Yeah, I think Loyola Chicago has probably looked like the best coach team in the tournament, especially in their win over Illinois. Krutwig has been amazing. The rest of the guys have been amazing. But they're going against a tough Oregon State team that's been one of the hottest teams in the country. I'm still going to go with Loyola Chicago here. I think Krutwig will be too much for him. And like you said, the seniors on this team and Porter Moser will have him ready to play.
yeah, I agree. I like Loyola Chicago. A lot of people think that they were super underseeded at 8. A lot of like advanced stats had them as a much, much better team. So some people weren't too surprised when they beat Illinois. In Oregon State, they beat Oklahoma State, but Oklahoma State didn't have a great game. They're not great. They didn't play as a team too much, had a lot of hero ball going on. And I think Loyola Chicago's, a great team that Oregon State isn't ready for, so I think Loyola Chicago wins this game.
Go with the upset here. Oregon State. They got a pretty good big man. I mean, he's not like the most fundamentally sound guy, but like he's a pretty big dude.
Silva?
Is he like 7 feet? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, Silva.
Okay.
He's 7 foot.
So
slow.
I'm going with him. Like to just kind of handle Krutwig. Obviously it's hard to do. Kofi showed that it's hard to do, but I'm just gonna go with the upset because and they have a pretty good coach. Like they're not really considered like they don't really have anybody on their team who's like really good besides like Ethan Thompson. I think he's pretty good, but like
Yeah, he's
both teams are really well coached. But I'm going with the upset pick here just because Oregon State, they seem like both teams are obviously very confident right now, but I'm just going with Oregon State.
I just don't think Silva can guard Krutwig. Does not look good. So
Silva's too slow.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just going with the upset pick. All right.
All right, and moving on to the bottom, the final is Syracuse and Houston, two great coaches, Boeheim and Sampson. I'm taking the 11 seed Syracuse. They've Buddy Boeheim is playing really well, and they got Gerard, who's playing well, and I think their offense will kind of shock Houston's defense, which has been pretty good. And they're going to keep the run going to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I agree. Syracuse shot the ball super well. Boeheim has been incredible. He's just shooting over guys. Like, it seems super hard to beat. And then their defense also, they run like the 2-3, and it kind of mess some offenses up if you don't have like great shooters and stuff. So yeah, I think Syracuse is playing really, really well right now. I think they have like it's surprising their defense. So I think they'll be able to surprise Houston and knock down shots and get the win.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you guys. Houston relies a lot on their offensive rebounding. They're not a great shooting team. Despite how good they've been, they don't shoot that well. They rebound really well though. I think the Syracuse zone will, surprise them again like it has every other team in the tournament so far. And I like Syracuse here. Buddy Boeheim leads them to another win.
Yeah, I agree. I've never really thought Houston was really all that good this year. They just haven't really looked insane like any of their games. They've had a couple of really bad losses too. So with a really well coached Syracuse team who's like on fire right now. They beaten who they beat last week? I forget.
San Diego State or no?
That was their first round game.
Yeah, it was their first round.
Well, West Virginia.
Yeah, those are two. I feel like Houston and West Virginia are two somewhat comparable teams. Mm-hmm. So I think Syracuse gets this win too. Goes with Elite Eight. So, yeah.
All right. Where are we?
I think that'll be it. Check in next week. I guess. Well, when is the Elite Eight played?
It's this weekend.
Or
you talking about Week 16
following weekend? I'm guessing.
So we'll be back for another episode for Elite Eight predictions next week. So yeah.